Jamaa wa poetry amekaa mwasi.
Finally, I'm here in the executive lounge.
What's the best part of being a man for you, Maina?
I think it's the balance. It's sort of like the freedom now to sort of redefine what being a man is.
So where did that bravery come from for you to tap into that soft part of men that typally we hide? Rejection is redirection.
Insane.
You know, there we go.
Rejection is redirection, baby.
You don't know me.
I show up every day, and regardless of what is happening, I always know that the results of the things that are happening now are consequences of the actions that I had a year ago.
Welcome back to another episode of MANTALK.KE. Thank you for coming back for another week of conversation. You might be now familiar with where we do these shoots. We're here at Glee, Nairobi. It's one of the most elegant hotels in the city, and they have some fantastic rooms, 211 if I remember correctly. I really encourage you to come and do a staycation, or if you want to use the spa facilities and just treat someone and flex a little bit, this is definitely the place to come to. So thank you, Glee, for giving us your space. We are in the executive lounge. And as always, thank you to Johnny Walker for partnering us for this episode. We've been talking about brighter stories for the past few episodes during this season, and this conversation is no different. So I'm going to give Oscar the opportunity to talk about the individual in the middle of the set who's going to share some of his brighter stories and much more. Oscar.
Ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, I'm pleased to introduce to you one of the greatest creative talents that Kenya is seeing today, which is Kevin Maina, aka Maina Mind, who continues to wow Kenyan audiences through his use of words, poetry, and the physical form. I've been waiting a long time to bother you with that.
Perfect.
Because he's showing up on stages wearing nothing but a vest and saying very sweet words. And when our girlfriends ask us for tickets to these events, we have to go there also with very straight faces.
Yes.
Mr. Maina.
Yeah.
Welcome to MANTALK.KE. It's been a long time coming. I think you've been a friend of the pod for a long time. We just haven't had the opportunity to bring you here.
Oh, yeah, I have. Gentlemen, thank you for having me. Finally, I'm here in the executive lounge.
Hello.
You know,
There we go.
the upgrade is upgrading.
Come on.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Come on now.
No, I was telling Oscar, I feel like I've been on these sets, for the MANTALK sets, virtually, just because, you know, I'm such a big fan of the podcast. But I'm happy to be here. Perfect timing. Right at the peak of my best performances.
Yes, it is right at the peak of your many celebrated performances, the word you're using. But bro, I just also wanted to congratulate you on a single Kiasi round 4.
Thank you.
I think that's something that's crazy. You've been such a monumental part of that cast, and seeing you do your thing, man, it's been nothing short of inspirational. First question.
Yes.
I'll jump right in. Is what's the best part of being a man for you, Maina?
The best part of being a man for me today, I think, I've talked about this a lot, but I think it's the balance. It's sort of like the freedom now to sort of redefine what being a man is. I feel like in the time that we're existing, yes, we are the guinea pigs because we exist between two sort of generation, the ones who came before us and the upcoming ones. So I think the best thing about it right now is the power to redefine it. But now more than ever, we're being encouraged to open up, use our voices, be vulnerable. We're not just the protectors and providers. There's more. There's healing. There's being in touch with your emotions. And I think that sweet spot, that's where it's at. And I think I've been enjoying to sort of be in this generation, because you can see it even with our fathers. You can see the struggle that they have with it. But yeah, for me, it's just the freedom to redefine what being a man is and really just question it.
I've had the pleasure of actually watching you do this online. When I first interacted with your content, you were in my face. You were talking very sweet words I didn't think were for me. But what I really liked about it is during that scroll, I remember the first scroll, it's so many stereotypical pieces of content coming from men. It's either being out, etc. But for you, you managed to redefine, like you said, and tap into emotion that a lot of guys typically would wait until you're maybe little spoon or talking in sweet nothings, but you put it on a platform. So where did that bravery come from for you to tap into that soft part of men that typically we hide?
You know, interesting. I started these were video journals for myself. So there was a time I was trying to get a job at Nation Media Group. I was still in school, it was my second year, and I was trying everything. Nothing was working. You know, we all have that spot. So I was rejected the first time I applied, and then I was also going through a campus heartbreak around that time. So I remember the best thing I could do was give myself a camera, because I'd saved up some money, and I was like, okay, I want to explore film, shoot my videos cinematically. And then I remember just recording this piece. It was about, rejection does not mean you're not good enough. It just means that was not the right door for you. So keep knocking and the right door will open.
How old were you, sorry?
This was COVID 2020. I was 21.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I recorded that, put it in my journal, in my drive, so I would play them for myself. So I had many. Then this one time I was watching that piece about rejection, and I was like, this is so good. I feel guilty not sharing it with, and that time my followers were my classmates. So I was like, I feel guilty not sharing
But what
this
about
with...
the shorty who rejected you on campus? What were you trying?
Bro,
Me, I can see a bigger scheme here. I can see.
We dated for 1 month, and then she was like, I think you love me too much.
And then you put out a rejection.
Crazy.
Just because
Then
you
I was like,
rejected me.
just
show
it doesn't
you
mean you're
love.
not good enough. It just means it's not the right door for you. So anyway, I put that out.
I'm embarrassed for you.
It was
Rejection is
That's
redirection.
insane.
You know, there we go.
rejection is redirection, baby.
You don't know me.
So anyway, remember putting cute music underneath?
Yeah.
And then I just put it on my Instagram at like 8:30 p.m.
And then the boy
Went to
blows
sleep.
up.
Woke up
Uh-huh.
and I have like 20 comments. My videos never used to get like 5 comments. This one I have 20 comments. Like 15 of them are my classmates. They're like, man, you're so good at this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Hey,
people
someone-
seem to like this.
Someone has to rethink her choices.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? She was comment number
Now,
21.
which campus are you in?
I was in KU.
So
Kyoto
from
University.
which one? The one in Karen or which one?
So I was doing journalism, so I was in the one in Ruiru.
Oh,
campus,
Oh my
the-
God!
yeah.
So now the KU shorties for main campus. Now I've seen
You know-
the ones. Yeah, this guy got like Insta famous. Just like
Yeah, so from then I just knew, because previously I was doing like Flaco style content. I was doing everything. I was trying to just figure out myself. But this one felt so real, and there was the ego part of me that was like, this looks really good and cinematic.
Yeah.
But there's also the part of me that it's so easy for me to do this, and it speaks to my truth.
Yeah.
So I put it out, opened a TikTok account, and I just started pumping out content every day,
Okay.
every single day.
Did you have a backlog of content, or you were
Yeah,
making
I
it as
did.
it goes?
I did. So I was putting it out, and average viewership was about 1,000. 30 comments here and there. And then I think on like my 50th, I just did one piece about love, and changed everything.
What was
Got
was
like
the piece?
1
What was the
point.
piece?
Like, everyone sit back.
It was
relax.
like
It was like, where's his
We get
camera?
some-
in
That's
fact
your
it
camera,
was
camera.
that was like the first, I would say, poem. So I didn't start out as a poet.
Yeah.
Me, I was just saying cute words on camera.
venting.
Yeah.
But there was repetition in this one. It was sort of like, I don't love you because you're perfect. I don't love you because you know how to say the right words. I don't love you because you clean up nice. No. I love you because you are my safe space. God damn, I'm feeling it already. Are you guys... Look at Oscar.
By the way, behind the set, we have a decent ratio of young
they're
ladies, and the energy coming from behind the camera.
It's
you've done something already.
You know?
So yeah.
So
I can
that
see why.
was the piece. And it was
Crazy.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was a piece that I did not expect much from,
Sometimes
because
30
it wasn't even 30 seconds
It's enough.
could be
It's
enough,
a good
you
amount
know?
in 30 seconds. Yeah.
It wasn't saying anything special, you know. I was literally just saying I love someone because of this and that. Yo, within a week, I think 1.2 million. It has grown. I think now on TikTok it has like 10 million.
Jeez.
Yeah. So,
And that was a twist in the formula, and then
and that was it.
I'm telling you, as a pretty traditional man, very traditional. This is where me and Eli usually say. I usually, like, when I encountered your content at first, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like because I was like, is he really, like, when I was told, because when I asked around, I was told like, mind, is this really young? He's a campus guy, like just like putting out content like this. I saw your poems the first time, and I remember my initial interaction as a guy was like, why is this guy being so vulnerable in such a public way? Right? Like, it made me as a guy very uncomfortable. Even now, you can tell, like, I'm like, hey, you guys.
Your body is shifting
And the
backwards.
guys who are like, I listen to your content like this.
Guys, we listen to me. Like, I'm like, this guy, are you not afraid? Like, you know, like,
It's like I'm stealing lines, but-
before me, I think there's only 3 or 4 women in my entire life who
Yeah.
have sat down and I'm like, no, I'm going to tell you something that intimate, I think is the word I'll use, right? About myself, right? So the question that I'm asking is like, what's your relationship like with yourself to give you enough confidence to be pulling out content that puts you in a position that's I'd say vulnerable online? Like,
Can I be honest with you guys?
Very.
For me, it was a shocker that people think that is too vulnerable. Like when I started putting out these pieces of content, I was like, I think this is how people think.
Yeah.
You know, this is how people think. I started learning that this is not how people communicate.
So where did you learn that this is how you communicate typically?
For me, I've always been like that. So with everyone around me, they know that they're loved or not.
So you talk. So, okay.
So,
okay.
Communication for me, or let me not say communication because everyone has work to do when it comes to communication and how to do it. But expressing myself, oh my gosh, I think it has always been my superpower.
Yeah.
Everywhere I've been, whether it's being in leadership in school, bringing out ideas, pitching out ideas, creating storytelling. For me, I was thinking about it. And I started writing so much until I couldn't write about my life anymore because people were like, you know, I'm going through this. Could you give me a piece about this? And it had to tap into my creative aspect of things and sort of think, okay, if I was in this person's shoes, what would I say? Because I realized a lot of people know what to say, they just don't know how to say it.
Facts.
And what I do is nothing new. It's like saying I love you, but how I say I love you,
Profound. Yeah.
it's with the eyes, the voice, everything. So
So basically, you're channeling your empathy to create like content that doesn't feel vulnerable, because in those moments you're channeling from the perspective of not just yourself, but yourself in an emotional form. Like yourself in like I'm in love now. Let me switch on the love to maximum and let me create from that place.
You know, that's precisely. In fact, when the page started growing, I started realizing I can't create every day because it was emotionally exhausting.
Of course.
So I would just get like a few hours on a weekend, write as much as I can, and then pump out like 10 videos, then schedule. That system has worked for me even today. So the content piece that will drop tonight or tomorrow has probably been shot like a month ago. Because every day I used to get out of work and I had like a day job, come back, sit in front of my camera, record something, and I'm talking about heartbreak and I can feel the heartbreak. Because before I record something, I have to believe what I'm saying. I have to back it up so
we
that
feel it.
you feel it.
You have to step into. That's
Oh
the
my
question
gosh.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I have to.
You have to step. You have to. That's empathy. It seems to me then the power, then the creative power that you're using is your empathy.
Yeah.
So you step into that emotional state, then create, and then you have to step out. So no, like the question is like for something that's as involving as a heartbreak, which is something that is the theme of your show.
Yeah.
One of the themes that
Yeah.
you've explored in your show, and you've explored in previous shows before, like the Love Bomb edition, which you were part of.
Yeah.
Like the question like I have for you is, how do you regulate yourself then? How do you step out of that space? Because for me, I remember when I was going through a pretty intense heartbreak, like it consumed a lot of my energy and time. So how about for you? Like how do you reset back to Kevin Wakazi?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one thing I realized is that a lot of men explore healing after heartbreak.
Interesting.
Like for a lot of us guys, a lot of the things that we do, whether it's going to the gym, making money, it's because of this queen that you have just met. And then your first heartbreak is the one that actually introduces healing to you. Compared to women have these systems that they have created over time, you know. So I think for me, it was learning that, because my first heartbreak, that was the first time I started asking, who am I?
Right.
Because I'd curated my whole life around a future with this person, but it's no longer there. So I think slowly I started creating systems. So I would journal. I started getting hobbies, started making friends. A lot of my friends I work with, whether they're recording my videos or something, and just systems that would protect me. It's sort of, it's less of a curing the moment. It's more of like preventing me getting to that moment. So even when I'm tapping into those moments, it's like I've been existing in a bubble that allows me to be able to be introspective. And then the next minute, I'm out swimming. So it's just the systems that I created around that. And it helps even with the shows. So I have like a routine. I'll work on a show, I'll finish a show, I'll disappear, go on a vacation, something. Previously, I used to finish a show on like a Saturday, Monday, I'm in the office.
Yeah, that's
And
not
it
sustainable.
would tear me apart,
Yeah,
you know? So systems around it. And I think it has helped. Initially, it was really heavy because as much as I get spicy DMs here and there, I also get people who are telling me like, you know, I was thinking about committing suicide until I came across your video. That in itself is heavy.
So heavy.
It's like I'm just saying cute words on a camera and you're telling me it's saving your life.
I feel like I don't want you to ever feel like that's downplayed, that they're cute
I know.
words. It's such a, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
superpower that you have
Yeah.
to be able to tap into that. How does that translate into now your real life relationships? Are there high expectations because you have that empathy and because maybe other men haven't got that kind of ability, so they lean on you for advice? How have you navigated real life outside of the socials?
So I think with men it has changed. There are times I'd get guys who are just like, bro, you were too. In fact, a lot of the hate comments on my TikTok initially are from the guys, but now I meet men and they're like, man, you know, I don't listen to you in public, but bro, my girl and I, it's because of you.
Oh, wow.
So that's good.
Yeah.
In terms of relationships, yeah, there is. I've gone to dates and, you know, I remember this one time I was on a date with this beautiful girl and she was just like, so we meet for the first time. So we met online. I'm like, let's meet up. Meet for the first time and I say hi. And she's like, no. Say it the way you say it in your videos.
like the French girls.
You know me, I've already put you out of that dinner.
Yeah.
I know there's other situations where you're being made to say hi.
Bro.
I can see how this is a trap for you, my brother.
Suddenly, I think it happened earlier on when I started out. And immediately I could just feel myself. I noticed that lighting wasn't even right. I was like, do you know I have lighting when I'm doing this thing? Do you know my audio is like, there's some reverbs, you know, and some amplification, you know, the noise reduction. I'm just like, what do you mean? Like I say to my videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always like some expectation because as much as the thing about it is also, it's very real, but there's also some aspect of emotional engineering, you know, which goes into the storytelling aspect of it, which is why I can do live stages, you know, live shows, because it's also performative. You know, that's the idea of storytelling.
It's a performance.
So yeah. So that's not how I talk every single day.
Yeah,
There,
of course.
I can be a headache sometimes. You know, I can be petty sometimes.
But I don't just think, from the perspective, I think when Eli was putting that question across, I don't think it's just off of the performative and that aspect of yourself online. It's also the fact that you speak on themes that are very, I'd say that they communicate a lot of emotional intelligence. So the question is, does that emotional intelligence show up in your actual relationships? Or are you also somebody who's on a learning curve and maybe these expectations that someone can put on you might be a bit unfair? You know, like for us at MANTALK, I'll admit that in my own relationships and in my own friendships, there's a very high threshold the low threshold for the crap that Oscar can do and the crap that Oscar can't. And like I sometimes feel like it's unfair. Like I'm just a dude, just like any other dude, trying to figure out what the game is when it comes to love, life, and relationships.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Someone else sent me my own video to call me out. Like someone, you know, they just send me like, would you look at that?
Guess what, buddy?
Guess what?
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh,
Narcissistic,
you know? So you realize, man, I get what you're saying. It can be unfair because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, you got into my work stuff now, you know? So it's realizing that also relationships just trigger the parts of you that you need to work on. So yes, my emotional intelligence is there. In fact, these days, there's emotional intelligence and emotional competence. I bring those to the table, 100%. You will feel it because what I communicate is what I believe in. But there are parts of me that you know, we have some cracks, and I think that's what the best relationships do.
How does this translate to your boys, your male friends? How do they, when they see this content putting out, they're here being chill guys, they're having a drink by the bar.
I know, yeah.
And here comes Mr. Emotionally Intelligent to ruin the day for us with his jamaa wa poetry amekaa mwase manzi. Si tunataka tu watch game ya Man U. How does that how does that translate when it
Yeah.
comes to male relationships?
I think with the friends that I have, the male relationships that I have, I'm lucky enough to be affiliated with people who think like me.
Very good.
They might not, they might not be the ones, they might not create and everything, but we vibrate on the same level. But once in a while, I think there's this poem I performed on my last live show. It's called My Honest Poem. And it's because one of my friends, John, was like, bro, I love your content, but you want to get too honest. Like one of these days, just write something honest, something, you know,
Raw.
Yeah.
I think that's what male audiences demand. Even for us at MANTALK now, where what we've seen is that our audiences, when we were, I think 3-4 years ago, was 60% women, 40% men. Now it's 55% men, it's 45%
Interesting.
women. And that's because me and Nila have gone through a lot of crap in these past 3-4 years. And it's starting to show in our content, right? So now, like, we've lost the word you use there, I really like, performative. The performative aspect of the podcast that we're producing. That's gone, because we're like, for what? Like, we've done the whole dance, we've seen so much, but now it's like, if you're here on this chair, it's because we genuinely believe that you're a voice worth platforming, right? And so, like, the other question I want to ask before I pass the ball to Eli, I feel like I'm hogging a lot of your time, is, okay, marry the poetry with your acting, right? Because that's something that I kind of had a contention with, right? I kind of felt that you were a bit in season 1, 2, and 3 of season 1 and 2 of 3. I think they've improved it, of Single Kiasi. I found that the character that you were playing was this, you know, boy toy character who's funny, quirky, and there's that part of your personality that's really, really cool. But I was like, but this guy has so much emotional depth. Is there a story? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you usually feel that contention on there's some roles that you play that don't really bring out that emotional range that you tend to bring to the table?
100%. I think for context to also just acting was my first love. You know, it has been for a while. Even before I discovered I could write poetry.
Yeah.
For me, it was more spoken word. How can I put it out? You know, I'm a better stage performer than I am a writer. I've been learning how to write, and I know how to express emotion, but it was first being on camera. So yeah, with Single Kiasi, it was interesting. Some of the things that I do to just even get into that role and character is I have like I demand we do different hairstyles for my character. You know, I have like a different perfume for the character. I have like a whole playlist. It's like a Lingala playlist just to get into that character. But yeah, the character was in season 1 was supposed to come in only for 5 episodes. But even the character Bible, the way it was written, shifted because he was supposed to be, the comedy aspect of it wasn't there. And I find a lot of people asking me, like, there's a time I was moderating an event at the UN, and these guys are just like, you know, we watch this program. Do you have a twin brother? Because it's completely two different people. And that's the thing, it's because people, you know, I don't want to say, it's like people box you because you're like minor mind, and I want only wholesome from you, and I want this. But my umbrella term is creative. So when I'm playing Richie, that's his depth. His depth is the shallowness that you see. And that's why even I think after the first 5 episodes, they were like, we need to find the story. Because season 1, if you noticed, all my scenes were in the house. And I was a proper supporting character for Mariah. So I was just answering, hey, alafu, kulienda. Season 2, they rewrote it. They were like, we need to figure out Richie's story. And in that chaos and stupidity that you see, that's where his depth is. And my role as an actor is to bring it out as is.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's another fantastic answer, Maina. That's another great. And like, I really like Richie's development also, and his interpretation of masculinity when it is particularly challenged in that show, where it's like Richie wants to be the provider protector guy, but he doesn't have access
Yeah.
to that ability to provide and protect.
Yeah.
And like there was that scene where the lady character got cheated on and like a sex tape was leaked.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Richie goes and confronts the guy and then gets punched in the face. And I was like, it's a very brave thing for Richie to do that.
It is.
That's out of character for him to do, to go and confront and be the guy there and try and
100%.
step into that energy. And bro, like, I think you do that job really well.
In fact, for if you noticed, even after season 1, they were like, man, this chemistry, because the characters, Richie and Mariah, the cousins,
Yes.
a lot of times we go off script.
Yeah.
Like our chemistry is so natural, we go off script, and they were like, now that's an incentive. Richie will always have his cousins back.
Yeah.
No matter the case.
Exactly.
And that
No
brought in
matter the
another
case,
layer of Richie.
Exactly.
It's like this guy will literally stand in front of a gun
Yes.
when it comes to the cousin.
Yes. Yeah,
And so
dude.
that's
well
those are
done.
parts, yeah.
Well done.
So, yeah.
That's stunning. What I'm noticing is an element of excellence in like all of your pursuits. If it's poetry, if it's you're doing journalism as
Yeah.
well, if it's acting. But so a lot of the guys, why you're on the seat is because we want people that young men specifically look up to. And you've managed to balance your creativity on a monetary level as well and stay busy, stay relevant and still remain yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dehumanize you. So I want to find out, as Kevin, what do you struggle with at the moment with balancing all these aspects of your creativity? What are you struggling, and what do you do when you feel those struggles?
So that is a question I've been asked before. And I remember when I started out, if I'm being honest, guys, it was like scarcity.
Okay.
Like for me, I knew I'm a creative. I knew I'm a good performer. You know, I loved to dance when I was young. All my birthdays, I was the entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah, I have pictures of me on like the table. Mr. Nice, like the whole shebang. I was the guy. I loved attention. But and so when I became an adult, I remember going into school and I was just like, these public unis, man. Like I was like, I have to find a way out. And so from early on, I was like, fine, I'm in this creative industry. I love it. I just need to find my footing so that I can be able to, for me, it was always independence as early as I can. Because also my growing up was very unstable. It was very unsure, jumping from this home to the other home. And I was just like, man, I don't want to be in relation to people because I'm dependent on them. So for a very long time, it was scarcity. And I was trying to do all these 3 things at the same time, whether it's journalism, acting, creating, and hoping that something sticks. And then it got to a point where everything stuck.
Yeah.
And I think my mind started shifting slowly, where it was more of like, you're limitless. I think for many young people, and the social media culture is such that should be niched, should have your thing. But if you're able to be an uncle, a father, a friend, a boyfriend, all at the same time, believe me, there's so many things you can do. That you just need to find your umbrella term. What are you? You're a creative. And so for me, that's why I never, if someone tells me, why you're doing single kiasi, why? I'm like, because I am a creative. I'm an actor. I'm not just Maina mind. And this other side is also opening up opportunities for me. So it's figuring out that, and also realizing and recognizing the privilege of youth.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just as much as I can get myself to do, as long as it's true to me and I'm enjoying it. And I can see how in one way or another I'm serving the community 100%. So it stops being work and everything feels like it's flowing. If I'm in a newsroom, I'm telling stories.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm on set, I'm telling a story. If I'm on stage, I'm telling a story. And that's my theme. So I'm just telling stories.
Does it all feel as like, it sounds like you're like on gear 3 on a highway, right? But are there moments in time where you get in moments of deep reflection where you're like, you're about to quit? Has there ever been a moment where you're like, nah, this is it?
Yeah.
I'm hanging it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
even I think I had like a mini identity crisis.
Okay.
And I've shared this with my close friends, and they're always like, "What? What do you mean? You're like right in the middle of like a album release and all these things." But yeah, there was I went through like a massive heartbreak this year. Of
I'm
like,
very sorry.
A long-term relationship that I was in, and again, it sort of shifts your North
Compass,
Star,
yeah.
your center. So there have been moments where I've literally this year had to like rethink my life, and whether that's the heartbreak, leaving my job. I left my job and at Nation, I left my job and decided to just fully be a creative, and just figuring out, okay, what is the next chapter for me, and how do I do? So it's been losing and winning, but at the same time also wondering, am I on the right track, and how can I make sure I figure that out? So
Who's been there as your anchor through these transitions, through heartbreak, through changing job, through doubling down as a creative?
I think my family has been there. I also have, to be honest, I have solid friends. I have like 2 solid friends that I can count on and call in the middle of the night. But also just consistently doing the things that I've been doing. I think very few things have changed for me. I still go to the gym. I still write. I still drink my water. I still look for opportunities. I show up every day, and regardless of what is happening, I always know that the results of the things that are happening now are consequences of the actions that I had a year ago.
Yeah, 100%.
So when I think about it that way, it might be tough to listen to that. But when I think about it that way, it's like, okay, so we are looking ahead. So let's make sure that we protect the Kevin Maina who is existing now, so that we can make sure that the future Kevin Maina can take care of themselves.
That's a really good reframing.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, because again, it's not a beaten path you're going down, being so multifaceted.
Yeah.
So one thing I'll just share mine, I struggle with is I have a group of friends, and I find that I can go to certain ones for certain things because the path I'm on, there's nobody in my sphere that has done the exact thing. So maybe this person's had a very long-term relationship. I talked to him about that. I talked to this guy about business. But who have you been leaning on in terms of like mentorship for specific things? Have you distributed your pain, struggle, or how's that worked?
I have. I mean, when you ask me that question, the first person that comes to mind is my dad, because I consult with him a lot. But there are things that he doesn't understand creatively, and so I've been good at distributing. But there are those, people who I lean on. So I have an auntie of mine who's like, has been in the industry for a while. She brought me up a big part of my life, so she is a key mentor for me, aside from my father. And just industry peers, friends that I have, and close friends that they're also just boys that I just want to be by their side. Like, let's go play PlayStation and not talk about anything and just chill and watch football or F1. So it's the same thing. Like, I've learned to, it's always difficult to depend on one person to fulfill every need. So you sort of have to look at, who can I lean in when it comes to this? If I'm thinking about doing a live show, who can I talk to if I'm going through a heartbreak? Literally talked to someone who had just gone through a heartbreak, and they were like finding their way. So we like journeyed into that. We were gymming together. They were like, bro, it's gonna be fine. You have the 14-day no contact thing.
90 days.
90 day? Yeah. So they were literally taking me through this. Like, they were just like, bro, I got you. I was there. Like a few.
There's someone else on set we had to put on the program. We had to put on the program. Welcome to the program.
It is difficult, but
this is how
it is.
It is what you need to do. And if you deviate from the program,
these are the consequences.
These are the consequences.
This is what happens, so we have to get back from
we call the program Sengenge. Electric fence. We must protect the program. But then I really like the idea that there's 2 things that are coming out very clearly for me, Maina, is the fact that your emotional intelligence is also being used on yourself. Like people who tend to be very empathetic tend to give a lot and take a lot out of themselves without taking much into themselves, right? How do you find a balance where you're able to pour into your own cup versus pouring into other people's cups? Because you're pouring into other people's cups daily, right? You're out here saving lives, you're using your words, you're out here coming up with poems and live shows. But what do you do to recharge? Like, how do you fill back that cup for yourself as Maina Mind? Outside of maybe your friends and outside of other people pouring into you, how do you pour into yourself?
I think, to be honest, like, a lot of it is just basic things, like taking time off and just enjoy a show and go to the spa. I love massages. So
Gang.
You're saying that for all the
know,
ladies,
Gang,
yeah.
gang.
you know,
I love
Receiving and
after
giving,
after a good,
Yeah.
you know, leg day. I like my
Goodness
muscles
gracious.
just,
Goodness gracious.
so literally investing in the things that I enjoy doing without, because now it's different. It's like, if I'm going to eat at a nice restaurant, it's by myself. Previously, I was there was incentive. I have a baby girl that I have to take out. Now, the thing about healing and now starting to create that intimacy with yourself and just figuring out, okay, how can we do this? So it's nothing, voodoo or anything. It's just the basic things. Like I get home on time, I sleep, I create my content, I look at what's next, and just make sure I'm consistent in the things that I enjoy doing so that I can still be true to myself, even regardless of what is happening, regardless of the fires that are there. Because one thing is, everything still works out even if you unplug for a few minutes,
That's fair.
including yourself. So yeah, that's how I look at it.
That's okay. I want to bring us back to maybe a 15, 16-year-old guy watching at the moment, right? So I love the way you've structured your life, like Oscar said. And what I'm very curious about is, because I've gone on this journey as well, and I'll share so that you can share, is within that group of boys, let's stay there, how the channels that are open for you to be vulnerable and have those chats, you as the emotionally intelligent person in your group, did you have to open that channel, or how did you cultivate those kind of open channels? Because sometimes you find that you're all going through something, but it takes one person to say, guys, I'm not okay. And then they say, okay, me too. And it's like a domino effect. So how's that looked in your...
The boys I'm talking about are like two guys who were like really tight. I remember sometime last year just saying, guys, we need to like go to Karura and just ride bikes.
There we go. Yeah.
Like let's just because me, I'm feeling it. I don't know about you guys. But I am feeling it. I'm just feeling a weight that I don't know how to offload. So literally, and I think for a lot of guys is the cost there is just embarrassment. It's like seeming like the person who is going through it, because when we meet naturally, it's like we are working on set, or we are out on a campaign doing something. I was just like, bro, like let's just create time on a Saturday. I'm willing to wake up at 7 a.m. to just go on a walk. And for a very long time, I think it's only now that we've gotten busy, but it was like every Wednesday after work, we'd either go to Olulua, Karura, just walk and just talk and gossip. Apparently, it's also good for the guys. Just talk about life and everything. So I remember doing that intentionally and saying, guys, I know I need it. If you guys don't,
then let me be the one. But then how did that look, like really practically? Because I want it to encourage somebody that's maybe in a group that doesn't feel they can do what you did. So how did that, like, what was the process and how did it alleviate the stress?
The first thing that I started by doing is expressing what I was going through. So there was a time I was very, which is a side effect of everything. It's like you become too exhausted. You're doing so many things. You're burnt out. And every relationship, I started noticing every relationship I have, which is natural for any young person. I mean, you build really solid relationships with more experience. But for me, my relationships were very transactional. So it's like either we are creating together or we only meet because we're doing this. And I remember even realizing that I'd use creative moments as an excuse to hang out. So it was just like telling the guys, I've been feeling really exhausted. We have been talking about hang out, having a sleepover for like sijui how many days. Why don't we just lock in a date? You guys come. I'll get pizza. We'll do something. And that's how it started. So even we realized we liked nature, trails and walking. And we're like, okay, cool. Let's plan that. So it's just scheduling time and locking it down and saying we'll meet at this particular time. And there's no pressure to do anything. There's no pressure to talk about work. There's no pressure to talk about what you're going through. If it naturally flows and you realize you do it the first time, by the third time,
Exactly.
The bromance is bromancing.
100%.
So that's it.
That's really beautiful. I've experienced that with you, I will say. I've experienced that with you where we've just said, okay, yes, we're going to meet when it comes to Mantalk, but like, where are you now? That's normally our conversation.
Like
where
tomorrow,
are you right now?
Tomorrow, there's been a debate, blankets and
debate.
wine debate, because
shooting
it
this
seems
then,
something must happen.
Yes.
We are too stressed.
Yeah.
Something has to move.
Something
right?
has to.
Either we move or something moves.
Yeah,
So I remember
100%.
I was talking to Oscar. Was it the day before yesterday?
Yeah.
We're shooting this before the concert, of course. Day before yesterday, and then I was like, "This is when you're in the midst of work, and sometimes you need to change environment."
Yeah.
He was in the office, and we've been talking about it. Do we go? Do we not go? Then I was like, "Let's just get 2 soft lives, right?" And I said, "It will be nice." He just said, "Pass, full stop," because it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
It was a Friday. He said no. Today he came onto set. We sat on the sofa, and I won't say exactly what he said. He goes, "Let's go to blankets." I'm too sick. Let's just
Close our eyes.
Yeah.
Whatever they say.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
like-
Are they sold out?
We don't care.
we don't-
Let me
we'll
tell
be
you
there.
where
We'll be
we
there.
are now.
Yeah.
We are going there.
It'll be on our Thames.
We'll know when Thames will show up and we will be there. But like the thing is, I think like as guys sometimes, it's the way you've put it. Like you have a friend who it's a very transactional situation. You're in business together or like you're helping him in some sort of hustle. But like you have to have a space for us where boys can be boys. Like you want to play PS, you want to play FIFA, you want to play 2K, we just show up, let's do that. You want to go online, you want to like go for a walk in Karura. I do that as well. So I'm really pleased to hear. Mate, we should do one at some point.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so like that's the space where I think a lot of beautiful memories and a lot of life happens, right? But if I was to give you some advice, Maina, I've had you speak a bit on heartbreak. I've had you speak on the systems that you're building. I want I'd say that you should do it. You're well on your way. I mean, with single Kiasi, with midnight poetry that you're going to speak about in a sec. I realized that one of the lessons I've learned is fundamentally life can be a knife fight. And I always tell Eli this, like you're fighting across life. So life will say, "I'm going to cut out time." Cuts that. Then you tell life, no, me, I'm going to cut you with my talent and take out live shows. And it's this knife fight that you're in for maybe 50 years of your life, where your life is taking from you moments of your youth, health, people in your life, but you're also cutting back. And that's the resilience that you need to have as a man. I feel sometimes it's like, as life takes away that relationships, you're taking away a live show, and you're taking, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You're taking away a live show, you're taking away a trip, you're taking away new relationships and new people, new opportunities. Like that's the knife fight you constantly have to be in life. So when it cuts, it hurts, but you kind of have to get used to the pain. Right? And you have to keep going. Because even for us at MANTALK, like for a long time, we had to turn off the cameras and go like, okay, what are we going to do now? We are clearly in a different phase of life. And what does the product and what do we look like, right? Oscar and Eli in their 30s are vastly different from Oscar and Eli in their 20s. And if we keep trying to sound funny and cool, I just felt like I'm not going to try and sound funny and cool. Like we need to be authentic and we need to be ourselves. And we need to keep like restructuring and rebuilding and rethinking the offering that we give our audiences and the people that we allow for us to meet and interact with and exchange energy with on set. So it's been a pleasure to have you on here, man. I'll just say that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's there's something I was reading the other day. This book, The Ego is the Enemy. It was like there is not 20,000 hours of mastery. It's an endless game. It's an endless wheel, and that is as frightening as it is beautiful. It means that your better is always within reach. So you're never too late. It's about you get to a point and you realize that tumefika. Then you realize, okay, there's more strategy and more work to be done. So it's just about putting in the hours, showing up every day in the capacity that you can, knowing that it's within reach.
100%.
Do you want to speak a bit on Midnight Poetry, the live show you're doing?
Yeah. So we dropped an album in July, Midnight Poetry. It's my debut poetry album. The idea was just to publish ownership as well. Be doing a lot of content online, and on October 10th, we'll be having the Midnight Poetry Tour Edition, which is manifestation and the live experience based off of this album. A lot of people always ask me, the new people who are coming, like, what's the show about? Think poetry, think music, think storytelling, all on one stage. So we go all crazy. We're gonna have like a full band experience. It is beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't think I've been ready for any other live show like I am now. This is our 5th live experience, and they have been growing and growing. And for me, it's a space to have fun, to enjoy. The beauty about it is always seeing people who think alike coming into one space, because it's also not an experience for everyone. It's a very curated experience. If you love meaningful experiences, if you love music, if you love poetry, that's where you need to be. So, yeah, October 10th. We start at sunset. We go till late.
Hey,
Goodness
where do you
gracious.
get tickets,
Yeah,
Bwana?
yeah.
Tickets, mudfund.com. Mudfund.com. Tickets are there. I think now we have the advance and couple tickets remaining. So the early birds and the VIPs are all gone. And yeah, or you can dial *62*69# for a direct link up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've had the pleasure of seeing you perform live, and your stage presence is incredible. The way it's such a cohesive experience from when you walk in to the people you collaborate with, to how you feel when you're leaving, to the screaming from the young ladies. It's the energy that you bring, and it all comes from you, because it comes from here, Mind, and then it goes onto the stage. And to be able to witness you doing that and you saying that this is going to be the one you're most prepared for, scary hours.
This is definitely, we have been working on this for a minute.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different and beautiful.
I'm looking forward. I'll be there for sure.
Perfect.
I'm curious, Maina, as a fellow creative as well.
Yes.
You talked about the process of poetry, drawing from certain things. And I don't know if you're familiar with freestyles and sway in the morning, etc. But like, if let's say we wanted to encapsulate the MANTALK experience into some beautiful words, what would be the process, and what would you say as a poem to MANTALK that we can then use as our intro music?
Thank you very much.
Poem to MANTALK that
Like
we're going to use.
the audience, like the MANTALK audience.
The audience?
Yeah.
God damn, you're
We'll
putting
use this
me
as
on
the intro
the
for your
spot.
episode. Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot. I mean,
Or we can
Go
we write it
crazy.
together. What do we do? Yeah,
Let him cook. Let the guy cook.
oh my gosh.
No beat.
Who's our target audience? Do I speak to
Whoever-
my ladies?
Speak to Anita.
Oh yeah, speak to Anita.
Anita, yeah, part of the team behind me. Yes.
Anita, what can I say? You know, I've been sleeping with my door open every night just so you'd steal my heart.
Hey.
I intentionally get lost in your eyes just so you'd find me. I've been leading us at a crossroads just so I could hold your hand and feel legendary. I'm writing this love poem hoping you jump out of this page and hug me. I'm praying to God to restore you as one of my ribs just so you'd never go a day without me. Woo! That is you understand?
That was ridiculous.
What can I say?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah?
That was ridiculous.
The rhyming was right. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Good.
And if you're a
Thank
man,
you.
just like change the words, put
You
your
know,
girl's name in there,
yeah.
and never show them this episode.
Just play the intro to your partner. Just be like, I'm about to watch this, but this is the intro. I think it's for you.
Yeah. The door is open. You feel me? Bruno Mars? Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you, guys.
First, Anita is blushing
Oh, she's smiling.
hideously.
Look at her.
Hideously.
It's just, she's all over the shop.
Anita, please take
Do you
off
wanna take
the earphones before we lose you.
Oh, she had the immersive experience.
Okay, perfect.
Insane.
Nah, listen,
Insane,
man.
insane.
I think you're insane. I think you're sick in the head.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell you came up with that on the fly.
Do you know what I mean?
But I will be stealing that line.
100%.
100%.
This won't go live, guys. You'll be hearing it randomly.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
she will just be using it and then...
The rib bar was
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah, the rib
Yeah,
bar.
that,
So
that,
you
and that
can't
came
go-
from your head just like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, these are lines that I have somewhere.
No, they're
and
not.
I'm just
lie.
placing
Like I
them.
saw you.
I know.
Hey,
I was
like-
just trying to make sure that because I know what I want to
Nah, this
communicate.
guy's talented.
This is how I do it.
Nah, this guy's
Exactly.
talented. Like I'll tell you, yeah, dude, you're talented.
Thank you,
and,
thank
and
you.
thank you so much for giving us your time. I think what has shocked me the most, like the shock of the day for me, has been you are an incredibly stable communicator. Like your communication line is very blue. Like you just stay on the line and you deliver, and you're telling us the truth.
Yeah.
Like I'll admit that there's been a bit of a worry with some of the guests that we bring. There's a bit of a performative aspect.
I get what you mean.
But like with you, dude, you're authentically doing the thing in the way that like you feel that you want to do it, and you're creating results. And I'm very proud of you. And dude, let's get that work in Karura.
No, I will say, you guys, I've had privilege to even having dinner, jumping on a dinner with you guys. Your energy is right. And I think even when you say there's like a performative element, it's because people feel that pressure. Like the bar that you have set is like here. But if you watch your content truly, forget about like the views and everything, you realize there's just, you guys are you. Like offset and onset, this is who you are, which I think is what really connects with young men like us and people who are watching. And me, I would say continue, and 100% let's take that walk. 100%. I
Thank
would
you,
be
man.
lucky
Yeah.
to be in the circle.
No, come on.
That's such blessed words. I think as well, just since we're all doing it. I'm joking.
Since we're all here.
Since we're all here. No, but genuinely, like I think I've known you for a few years now.
Yeah.
And every time I've always felt, again, just warmth. And just an open door policy when it comes to conversation. And then interacting with you as an individual and then going to your show and seeing you portray that just louder has been really inspiring for me. I'm a bit older, but I'm still inspired by watching you sort of take the baton and say, this is how I'm going to define masculinity. And it's going to come from the deepest part of myself.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to watch. And it makes me more encouraged that there's like-minded people, pardon the pun, that are in the space, in the creative space, that are pushing the envelope so that the kids in school that are coming up, they have multiple role models. Because maybe they won't like the way I look or Oscar looks, but they like how you look. And they can resonate with that positivity when it comes to being a man, because that's always what MANTALK's been about.
Yeah.
So you encapsulate everything we've ever wanted from a guest. So thank you, man.
That
Keep
that
going.
means a lot.
Yeah.
means a lot.
Such a pleasure.
Coming from my elders.
that is what we are.
Now we will talk.
That is what we were called.
Coming from my
Uncle, Baba. Come on now.
Santeni sana.
Yes.
Nikirudi kijijini nitawasalimia.
Asante sana.
Bwana sifiwe.
Thank you very much.
No, but we hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Half as much.
We've enjoyed making it.
Because we had a ball. By the way, we need to talk about someone in your cast, brother.
We'll be in touch.
Cut.
See you next week. Yeah?
Love, yeah.